This morning, we are taking a closer look at how First Coast Crime Stoppers works to help solve crimes like the drive-by shooting that left this 13-year-old dead. I sat down with Executive Director Wiley Hodges, who wants to make sure the public knows that any and all tips called into the tip line are 100% anonymous.
You don't know who you are, don't want to know who you are, you'll never go to court, you'll never be subpoenaed. And if your tip is good and leads to an arrest, we'll pay your reward.
Like he said, we don't want to know who you are when you're calling in. So here's how it works. You call 866-845-TIPS. Hodges says the call center never asks your name. Instead, you are assigned a code number. And the phone number, by the way, from which you called is never recorded, he says, or tracked. In fact, Crime Stoppers has no way of reaching you. You are instructed to call back each week to find out the status of your tip. How quickly do you pay out the money? What is that process typically like to length of time?
We pay the money out as soon as the arrest is made.
Okay.
We pay upon arrest.
Right. Which means a tipster does not have to wait for a conviction, which can take months, even years sometimes. Hodges says the process of collecting your money is just as anonymous. First Coast Crime Stoppers essentially sends you to a certain bank. You use the drive-through, you give the teller your code number, and then you're given cash, and you can pick that money up whenever you want. There is no timeline required. Hodges hopes that this will allay any concerns preventing the public from calling First Coast Crime Stoppers if you have any information about the drive-by shooting that ended 13-year-old Prince Holland's life, or any other crime for that matter. Now, since its inception in 2005, First Coast Crime Stoppers has paid out more than $1.7 million in tip money, and 127 murders have been solved. It's important that tipsters know that they can call this line and that they will remain anonymous. Now, in addition to calling the tip line, there is also another number, kind of easier to remember, and it works around the entire state. All you have to do is dial **TIPS. You can also report your anonymous tip online at FCCrimestoppers.com, or you can use an app on your phone or your tablet. It's free in your app store. Just search P, that's P as in Paul, 3. Now, Hodges says and wants to remind all of you, no tip is trivial, and you have nothing to lose but to report it and end up getting money if it leads to an arrest. The Crime Stoppers reward, by the way, for information leading to the arrest of the person or persons responsible for this young boy's life, for his death, is $9,000.